Hi, and welcome. My name is Pallas. I am the CEO and founder of the Conscious Leadership Network. I am also an integrative health practitioner with my primary focus on energy medicine and the integrative holistic practices around that. And today is the second week of my Wellness Wednesdays, where I am talking about the 12 pillars of our own transformational progressions, starting with self, moving outwards into impacting the people around us to the greater community. These are going to be the topics that we cover over this 12-week series. And today, I am going to be talking about beginnings. And we're going to be really addressing beginnings from a place of settling into our bodies and into our breath, into the spaces where we are just right now. And we'll be then doing a breathing exercise, just getting grounded into the space. And then I will also be doing a guided meditation today that will really help bring us back to ourselves and facilitate more opportunities to be in presence with self so that we can connect with those new beginnings. It will be focused somewhat around anxiety that so many of us have. Well, all humans have anxiety on some level, and it's just, how are we with it? How can we be with it? How can we move through that? And then how can we show up in life and be able to be present for those beginnings and just noticing. So now that we're all here, I welcome you just to settle in, to ground into your bodies, to maybe move your shoulders. You can relax them. You can move one in circles, go backwards and frontwards. Now move the other one. And then frontwards, whatever movement feels good to you. If you're seated, you can just take advantage and take a full stretch up and bring it down. Then take your feet and place them on the floor so that you can feel that earth energy coming up through the bottoms of your feet, up through the legs, into the knees, into the hips, all the way up the spine. Elongate that spine, strong spine through the neck, through the head, and the energy moving through the head up into the sky, and then bringing the energies all back into ourselves through our heart center. And on the exhale, imagine breathing through your heart. On the inhale, breathing in joy through your heart. On the exhale, exhaling that joy and sharing it with the world. On the inhale, bringing that breath back in through the heart. When we think about the heart space, the heart is a very unique part of the human condition, of our body, of the body-mind. The heart is responsible for the distribution of all information. With every heartbeat that we have, that heartbeat updates the entire body with the same information, all at the same time. Just think about in quantum physics, quantum mechanics, if that's something that you're familiar with, every atom, everything knows what everything is doing at any given time. And if we take that back to the heart, with every beat of the heart, whatever information that we're bringing in to the body through our senses, through our mind, the emotions, any of these things, that information goes in through the heart. With every heartbeat, that heart will then update the entire body with that sensation, with that thought, with that emotion, with that shift in perspective and perception of who and what we are. It's a really beautiful thing and a beautiful part of the healing process of the human condition. So now that we are here and we're starting to ground into our bodies, just however you're sitting, if you're in your chair, if you're on the floor, see if you can just get a little more comfortable. just a little bit more comfortable with the posture, with your position, with allowing the breath in and out. And now we'll tune in for a weather report, an internal weather report. We all have our own systems going on at any given time. And a good way to think about that is, a good analogy is like the weather. The skies can be blue and beautiful, the bluebird skies. Not a cloud in the sky, light breeze, just a perfect kind of day. Or maybe you're looking on the horizon and you start to notice some clouds coming in around the edges. Little gray cloud here, a gray cloud here. Something's shifting on the horizon. What does that something feel like to you? Does it feel good? Does it feel uneasy? Does it bring excitement? Or maybe you see these clouds and they're coming together and they're starting to form a storm system. And these little gray clouds are now starting to become dark and gray and these angry looking cloud formations in the sky. The wind picks up, lightning flashes. Maybe there's thunder in the background. Is that your internal weather report for today? But wherever you're at is exactly where you're meant to be. And it's okay. And you're doing just fine with this practice today. It's accepting our reality. When we can accept our reality, that is the first step towards connecting with beginnings, rather than being on this perpetual, merry-go-round where we're not paying attention to the things going on around us, the little nuances that make life unique and special. When we're stuck on this merry-go-round of life and we get up in the morning and we do the things, we brush our teeth, we get ready for the day, we go to work, we eat, we do the stuff, we come home, or maybe we're already home like me, and you got to shift out of that workspace into the home space, kind of dinner, moves into nighttime, go to sleep, get up the next morning, and you can get on these repetitive patterns. You can get on these patterns of life, the way that we just have integrated our experiences so that we accomplish things and we get things done. And that's great. But the downside of that is when we lose track of the subtleties of our day. Like when somebody asks you, tell me something good about today. Tell me something special about today. What is something special that happened? What is one thing that's good? And I ask this of people, and often I hear, I don't know, it's just a day. I went to work, did the normal things, had the meetings. And that perspective is losing sight of all the nuances of what it's meant to be alive during the day. It could be something as simple as looking out your window and just appreciating this beautiful cloud in the sky or a bird flying by, or appreciating waking up in the morning. You're blessed with another day of being here. You're blessed with the opportunity of a new beginning, to try something new, to bring something beneficial into your life, to provide something beneficial to somebody else, a compliment, an act of service, whatever that is. But every day is, in fact, a new beginning. If we look at it on a 24-hour cycle, you want to reset, you have a new day every 24 hours. But really, we have the ability to have a new beginning at any moment in time. Because that 24-hour cycle is just something that we anchor into that says, okay, we've been up, we've done the things, we've slept, gotten up the next day, and we can restart. We can do the new thing. We can start over, do whatever that is. But if you actually look at the human experience, every single second is a progression in our lives. And as soon as we leave behind one moment, one fraction of a second, that is the past, and we're in a new beginning, a new opportunity to do things differently, to learn something new, to show up in the world, to start focusing on ourselves, our healing, our relationships, the beneficial things in our lives, the detrimental things in our lives. Every second is an opportunity to stop and recognize that we have freedom of choice. We have a new beginning. We have the choice. As long as we're alive, as long as we're breathing, as long as we're here kicking, every moment we're alive is an opportunity to shift. It's an opportunity to recognize the nuances around us, the opportunity to be better, to grow, to transform, to serve, to help others. It's such a powerful opportunity for us to have in our lives. But when we're going through our lives, we tend to become somewhat numb to our own presence in our lives, in a moment, in a situation. Even the presence of sitting down in a chair, what is the experience of going from a standing position, the contraction of the muscles in the legs, the tension in the knees, and finally the sitting on a chair, and what is that experience of going from standing to sitting? And when you're sitting on the chair, then you feel the chair coming up to meet the backs of your legs, your behind, your whole skeletal structure, muscle structure adapts and changes for the new beginning of sitting. And when we are unaware of the subtleties of our day, we're unaware of just the passage of, when we're stuck in the passage of time, really, and of doingness rather than beingness, we miss the little things. We miss the opportunity to start again, to recognize something new, to see that every action that we take is an opportunity to experience an entirely different reality. We can create our realities, which when we're stuck in cycles and patterns, and we're stuck with our anxieties, we're stuck with our belief systems that we're stuck, that we don't have choices, that this is just the way things are, that people are just going to do the things they do, and that I'm just going to do the things that I'm going to do, and that's just the way life is. Some aspects, yeah, of that are true, but when we can't control other people, but we can have so much power in our own lives to show up every moment in our life with the option and opportunity to have a new beginning, to affect change, to heal. So many opportunities. Beginnings are something we have at any moment in time. And the meditation, the guided meditation that I would like to share with you guys today, it's about presence, and it's really focused on anxiety, because we all have anxiety. even the happiest people on the planet are human. Anxiety comes in different ways, but it's how we can be in presence with anxiety and notice these triggers, notice the things that are impacting us, and being able to be in presence and recognize that it's okay to have these things going by, but that we don't always have to have these things kicking us, knocking us down every time. And anxiety is what comes in from the back door, it comes in from the side door, it comes in through the front door, comes in when you're not expecting it, and it derails us from being in presence in our lives. When we're anxious, we're thinking about the future, we're thinking about the past, we're thinking about the things that aren't tangible, that we can't touch, that we can't feel, that we can't change because it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Now, I know anxiety comes not just from external factors and not just from the mind. There can be hormonal impacts. There can be all of these different things that are facilitating anxiety in the body. Anxiety is ultimately something that takes us out of presence and puts us out here, functioning in the ether, right? When we're out here, we don't have any anchors. We're not connected to our body because our body is not a comfortable place to be. So rather than being here, we're out here. But when we're out here, we're disconnected from all the things that bring us home to ourselves and allow us to connect to our breath. Allow us to recognize the nuances, the subtleties of just being here. Not the big things, just the little things. Anxiety comes along and it just creates this massive distortion pattern that impacts us at such a deep level that it forces us out of being and pushes us everywhere else, into doing, into avoiding, into coping, into ignoring, trying to ignore the things that we're experiencing. And it derails us from connecting to true beginnings, from the moment, from the second, from the opportunity to reinvent ourselves at any time. Transform, heal, grow, serve, all of it. Okay, so now what I would like to do is I would like to share this meditation with you all. And for this meditation, it's all about experiencing your mind like an ocean. And so for those of you joining me today, my first question to you is, for today, have you brought kind awareness to your thoughts, to your heart, to your body, to none of this? Maybe you've been pretty hard on yourself today. Maybe you've just been unaware. It can be a variety of things, right? So as we begin this meditation, I invite you to bring kind awareness first to why this topic of beginnings resonates with you. Why you're sticking around for this topic today. How does your belly, your chest, and your head each feel when you reflect on this topic? And I ask that question because we have our head brain, we have our heart brain, And we have our gut brain, not in any esoteric, intangible way. The physical brain literally runs from the head, down the spinal column, all the way into the tailbone. Our entire torso is our brain. So how does your belly, your chest, and your head feel when you reflect on the topic of beginnings? And what are the emotions that you can associate with these visceral feelings? And the positive or negative impact of any stories that you believe in just regarding this topic for you around beginnings, around the opportunity to change your life at any moment in time, that every second is a new beginning. What about the fact that many others are feeling similarly about this topic as you? Whether you're in agreement, whether you're in disagreement, whatever that experience is for you right now, whether you just don't know. How you might feel with increased awareness around beginnings, new opportunities, presence in your life. And then when you can apply this increased mindfulness around beginnings in your day-to-day life. And as I was saying, we're going to be touching on anxiety in this guided meditation today, and experiencing your mind like an ocean. So to reduce anxiety, start by taking a moment to relax your body. Soften any unnecessary tension in your belly and your shoulders. I invite you to find a posture that feels both relaxed and alert. Rest your hands in an easy and effortless way. With your eyes open, take a few moments to scan your awareness through the sensations of your body and wherever possible. Now soften and release the obvious areas of tension. Let your eyes stay open and focus on the middle of the room, wherever you are. And then just see how you can let your awareness travel across the room from where you are sitting. If you're lying down, you can let your attention go upwards to the ceiling. And then notice how you can let your attention come back to the center of the room. And see if you can bring your attention closer to about a book reading distance, as if you're reading a book in your hands. So clearly you can determine where your attention goes. And now you can let your eyes close and just let your attention go inward. And gently focus on the sensations of the breath, moving in and out of the body. And you can let your attention go wherever the breath comes most naturally to you. For some people, it's the sensations of the air in the nostrils, with that gentle feeling coming in and out as the air passes in and out through the nostrils. For others, they naturally feel the breath in the chest. With the rising and the falling of the chest, with each half breath in and out. And for most beginners, people feel the breath most naturally in the belly. Feeling the diaphragm underneath the lungs, pulling air into the lungs, and expanding your belly as you breathe in. And then, when the air is released from the lungs as you breathe out, the belly actually moves inward, sensing the abdominal movements in and out. So see if you can let your awareness ride. Just ride the wave of the breath wherever you feel it most naturally. In your nostrils, your chest, the abdominal movement, or for some people, it's even just the whole body breathing. Whatever comes naturally for you. And let's just let your attention ride the wave of your breathing. As you're sensing your breath in and out, you may also sense that your mind is as vast as the ocean. We're deep in the ocean, beneath the surface. It is calm and it's clear. And from that deep place in the ocean, you can look upward toward the surface. And no matter what is going on in your life, no matter what those conditions are, deep in the ocean, it's calm and clear. And just sensing your breath allows you to access the depth and the stillness of your mind, as vast as the ocean. Where from this deep and peaceful place, you can look upward at the waves at the surface. The brain waves that are the thoughts and emotions and conditions of your mind. Can you notice all those fleeting thoughts and emotions that are just there at the surface? They come and go pretty quickly, in and out of your awareness each day, like waves at the top of the ocean. Sensing your breath, bringing you back to this peaceful place, feeling the profound depth of your mind. When a thought comes, or a feeling, a memory, or sensation, then warmly and calmly take note of that mental activity and redirect your attention to the breath. And then let your attention return to the breath, to this depth of your mind where you can just sense and observe the activities of the mind as just activities and not the totality of who you are. See if you can let yourself enjoy the deep tranquility that comes from just sensing the breath and knowing that focusing your mind on your breathing brings you to this deep place of calm and clarity. And now when you're ready, you can let your eyes open. Wiggle your fingers softly. Wiggle your toes. Maybe a gentle stretch. May you bring this same quality of kind awareness to the rest of your day, feeling relaxed in your body and in your mind. And by bringing that relaxed awareness, you're bringing yourself into a state of presence. And when you're in presence, you can connect with the nuances for that moment in time. And you can start your new beginnings at any moment, any day. 24 hours a day. You don't have to wait for the earth to travel around the sun. to have that new day. You have that power to do that right now, this moment. And I appreciate everybody who's joined today. And it's my deepest hope and intention and wishes that today has brought joy, peace, presence to you, and some tools to move forward with in your day. And so now I invite you to like, share, you can follow me, connect with me inside of the Conscious Leadership Network. Here is our address. You can go ahead and find us online. I would love to see you in there. There's a lot of amazing people that share their wisdom, their healing practices, people coming in who are just seeking on their journey, learning more about themselves, learning more about what's out there, what's available, just on the transformation of self, of bringing more awareness into one's life and what it means to be human and how to show up in this world in a place of serving. We're all real. We're all raw. None of us are perfect. We strive to bring in goodness into our lives. We strive to share this with others. We're all on a journey. We're all seeking. We're all on that great exploration of life together. So again, thank you. And I hope to see you inside the Conscious Leadership Network. And have a wonderful, wonderful day.